Now, this is going to be the final matchup of
Alright, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, perlawanan penentuan game ketiga best of 3 SRG OG menentang Virtus Pro. Sama-sama kita saksikan perlawanan di LAN.
Hey, shout outs, Mr. Dan.
Saya rasa dah mana okey ni, Pak. Macam okey-okey dulu.
Thank you so much, Lafel. We are going to get ready here, ladies and gentlemen, for the final game of this series.
Pelaksanaan je lagi aku rasa.
Tooth and nail to bring it to a game 3, and it comes down to the land of Dawn. Natan is flying in the air to bring us into it here for our final game of the series. Here we go. SRG versus VP.
I'm liking how both of these teams have adopted so far in this series. The way that we're seeing VP
pilih apa?
go for that really team fight comp as well. I mean, even just looking at the Bruno, it does feel like this is the type of play from Super Igorka that's really gonna go for the fights against SRG. So let's see what the plan is gonna be this time around. Is the early game still gonna pan out the exact same way so far? Because Pluto was already forced to use that revitalize. Great pressure coming in from Cram so far in this game compared to game number 2.
Yeah, good stuff. Emblem builds here, the Bargain Hunter for the Harith. So far, everything looks pretty normal. Well, I guess there's a difference. Oh, good take by Innocent. There's a difference in the Kalea. Right, for Pluto, he liked to go for the pull yourself together and the agility. This is a tankier take with the firmness over the agility. On the other side, Master for Super Igorka, really trying to win out this matchup.
So this is adding to what we just mentioned about Virtus Pro changing things up, adapting to what they think or what seems to be one of the best ways to deal with SRG OG and their playstyle so far in this game. And it seems like the action in the mid lane is still on. Will Pluto actually go for the Unbreakable though? Might not for now. So they just resume the farming and play it very cautiously in the first few minutes of the game. The first objective might be the actual fight.
Yeah. It's just a battle of prio at this point of the game, right? For both teams. That's why SRG have been sending even Skies to come in mid to clear it out. Stormy's level 4, so first move by SRG on Turtle 1.
Oh, there's the grab and
ada strike, ultimate Zetian, flicker pada Stormy, Turtle dia dapatkan, first blood juga dapatkan oleh Skies, package menangan yang sedikit besar untuk SRG. Permulaan permainan.
And now they transition into denying the orange buff.
It's all about speed. SRG saw what Virtus Pro were able to do in game number 2 with that speed, with that pace. And now slam, bringing Pluto back.
Ke atas Pluto. Ditumbangkan. Sekali digasak. Oh, sekali ditumbangkan oleh Boba. Menggunakan flicker.
He also falls.
2 deaths on Pluto, 1 death on Badcott. Overall, it should still be worth it for SRG here, especially if they deny this trade in the jungle. Innocent's walking up, Yums too. And Doryu gets the retry down. So at least he finds a bit of value with Skies falling. But it's really not too much, considering again...
Tapi betul, bagus tu. Decision tadi yang Innocent masuk, dia deny untuk Haya dapat resource banyak.
Right now, they've also established a 1k gold lead so far, which I feel like is a really good situation, especially if you're Innocent, which is
Zaman Force.
Look at him right now being very confident, using the Zaman Force just to force Super Igorka to go back under his turret. So this is SRG.
Yeah.
This is the team, this is the experience showing up in terms of holding on to the lead or actually trying to make it grow.
This is why, personally, I wouldn't think of the Bruno against the Harith. Like, you're not really a big bully in level 1 to 3 against the Harith. Once Harith gets level 4 into a book and just a book, you get the ultimate dashes, unlimited dashes on the Chrono Dash with the Zaman Force.
Yang frame ngelag pak, kena 5090 ni. Ya duk, sabar duk guys. Modalnya besar. Oh, Yum down. Ultimate cantik daripada Pluto.
Now they actually try to go for Pluto, but
Hayabusa, Stormy. Flicker digunakan. Alamak, mati ke? Stormy down. Oh, Sakash datang macam belut.
He got Andoryu.
Berjaya menumbangkan Hayabusa.
It was a good flicker from Stormy to bring in to disperse the damage, but then they just dispersed again, and now Turtle 2.
They don't have the jungler. They don't have their jungler. And still, Sekais clearly will have the upper hand, the advantage in securing that objective. The pressure just, it's always in VP's side of the map. They're not letting go, especially with Cram, who's also able to rotate down bottom this early on. So they're clearly trying to go for the objectives, but at least for VP, it's a commendable way that they're able to deal and defend their turrets for now.
Super solid from SRG, that pace that they've been playing with. They've literally just, again, adapted to VP style. In game number 2, VP were the ones constantly fighting.
Refresh.
This time, it's SRG. Their first
ini aku tak tahu masalah dia masalah apa.
Into neutral objectives as well. And everyone wants smoke. Even Innocent in the bottom lane, constantly going for 1v1s, feeling confident. And Doryu,
Bushin on Doryu, Hayabusa jadi tumbangkan.
And I think the way we're seeing SRG play this so far is that they're not following a certain system. They don't follow a certain sequence when it comes to forcing the fights. Anyone can actually start the fight if they want to.
Oh, tunggu sekejap. Aku tak tahu kenapa. Sebab dekat OBS okey.
Or even the Fettered Airstrike, but hold on, speaking of Innocent, he might put himself in a dangerous position.
Oh, Innocent gunakan flicker menaikkan diri daripada terkena pada Hilda.
Catches up too, which makes Virtus Pro a little hesitant. There's too much members or too many members from SRG who caught up in that moment.
And SRG get the wave up top. They get a turret too. They have some more capitalization over VP, who've just been reacting to the plays of SRG without much to say in the macro game. They're not able to trade for much here. It was a flicker. I guess it was pretty good, right? Because you got a flicker, and now next fight you should be able to punish Innocent if you catch him, but it's an if. SRG got an absolute. They got down forever. SNB here. 1,200 for Skies. The last 2 games he's been, I would say, struggling, right? Game 1 as well, losing out to Farm against Endoryu, and game 2, we know what happened. So great to see Skies finally in the lead.
I mean, for VP, I guess they don't really have a choice but to wait for their timings, to wait for Super Igorka. But now they might actually try to contest for this objective. AOG already committed. Actually knocks a couple members from SRG
down.
But they immediately take down Stormy, but Pluto gets punished as well. Yums tries to escape, but he will not succeed. And look at the damage coming from
SRG,
who decides to dive under the turret just to get that kill, allowing Andoryu to finally get a turtle for his team.
Pluto, last-ditch effort. Most of the times you see a Gato Kacha AOG back. He was mounted, he was bound to die, and he decided to AOG forward. He even caught Stormy off guard. He popped in the Feather Airstrike.
Tak apa ke? Kalau lag juga kan, kau tengok video aku nanti balik kan.
That would at least be like a slam forward to cancel out the AOG. Miscom by SRG. Great.
Tak maaf lah nah, aku pun tak tahu punca apa.
The team fight capabilities right now.
Kalau kau upload game ni nanti lag juga tak?
But the team fight capabilities of VP, they're becoming scary at this point. They've already somehow caught up. There's still a 1k gold lead for SRG, but this could have been way bigger if only they're able to keep the momentum in their hands. And as you've mentioned, even the leads between their junglers, somehow, someway, they're slowly catching up.
1,500 gold lead. That big lead that SRG have built up in the early stage of the game towards this point is gone. And VP, look at see the confidence in Endoryu. A Sky Piercer for the Hayabusa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing this even in the wild card. Oh man, another pick. Gorka gets it 2-0-2, and it was Cram.
Turun ke 1-0 sampai kuasa bawah.
Different intention I feel for SRG. They had plans to do something up top, but majority of the members of
berat sangat ke?
They weren't there. They were in the mid lane. They were in the bottom lane, and Pluto droning out Sekais and gets to AOG out of it. So they did so much to zone, but luckily SRG, they get to hold on that tier 2.
The lead is completely gone, and Doryu still stolen away the purple buff. Skies is still a level ahead, and that could be an
ini sekarang ni kan pertanyaan aku guys
to contest for the neutral objective. Your Lord spawning in the game at the 9th minute mark.
Aku rasa guys
constantly farms up, trying to get even in level up against Skies.
Pendapat aku lah, pendapat 20 ni.
They've got a winning angle here.
SRG melemah ke Virtus Pro ni tengah meningkat guys? PC breakdown. Dari sini seorang je. Sorry duk, tak tahu duk.
So is Cram though. Oh, they find Sekais. They go for the tsunami slam onto Bober.
Bober down.
Beautiful target for SRG OG in a Innocent also using the Zaman Force might just be able to get another kill, but the AOG immunes him for a while,
Pluto down.
but not for long. Okay, Shadow kill also committed as well by Andorio, and that might not be
Hilda down, double kill dapat oleh Sky. Sky mengamuk sekali ni. Bruno berjaya ditumbangkan.
By 4, Andorio tries to go in, but he doesn't have the Ogi Shadow kill anymore, but still finds Stormy. Tries to get away, but it won't
down.
Be
Wow,
enough.
Sky mengamuk.
That's still 4 members of SRG OG.
The recovery from the Selangor Red Giants. OG Esports now straight to the Lord. 10 minutes in, 2,000 gold lead back. So they're back where they're left off. Not completely, but they're on the way there. Virtus Pro, Bober, way too aggressive, standing up front, not respecting the concealed potential of Yums. And he got caught. He got caught hard. Everyone wasn't really able to recover from that position. Everybody was just throwing in skills. Even Andorio, he walked up with the quad shadow, got the shadow kill in, but he was stunned right as he went for the quad shadow. So it ended up being a very awkward shadow kill.
Bagi PAP tu, oi, tak ada dok siapa nak bagi PAP guys main game ni.
Very unfortunate for VP, for SRG back.
PAP rosak bah, tak apa kau tengok replay video nanti aku post.
4,600. There you go. That's
mana yang tengok lag nanti aku post nanti tak lag macam ni.
A little more careful about when or where they position themselves, especially for heroes like Bober, because he wasn't able to even use the Fury of the Phoenix anymore to scout the other members of SRG. But Andorio with that single combo and the Fetter Dare strike, he gets deleted on the Hayabusa, even with the quad shadows. There's no way out, and the Holy Shields once again, they are
mati gila Innocent kena lock macam tu.
from VP, they find Innocent. Sekai's though still a massive threat, so they focus on taking down the Lord for now, but Sekai's, he just won't stop.
He will have to stop though, now with the Holy Defense already taken down the Lord. Virtus Pro, what a crazy engage yet again by Pluto. He saw an angle for the Todd, got the AOG. Now the airstrike used up. Pluto holding the line down.
Bad God was only trying to zone to get some space, but he cannot do it alone anymore. Will Andorio try to go for it again this time? Ogi Shadow kill, but it splits between 3 members. Sekai's also looking for another kill. Fortunately,
jangan shutdown gila Sky ni.
And now they disengage, but not for Andorio. He still might want to go for it because the Fury of the Phoenix is committed. But the iframes, the Thorn Rose, that was a close call.
Wow, baik, mahal bodoh Tommy. Mahal.
That's what you want Stormy on a carry pick, a flicker forward to punish an overextending Purify Super Egorka. Great moves by SRG, and yes, the reaction time locked in completely. Even though Skies was far away from what could have been a threat, he was locked in. He knew that was coming. Went for the Thorn Rose, dodged away from it, and now without Super Egorka, they're sieging in the base yet again for a base turret, and they'll be happy with that. They gotta keep discipline. They know that VP have many ways to still turn things around despite the 7,000 gold lead, so they have to take it slow.
The Fettered Airstrike is such a problem at this point for a VP. I mean, they have the Hayabusa, but now that Stormy's always protected by the other members of SRG, or at least beside another member of SRG, makes things so hard for Andorio to find the right pickoff. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things that they have to figure out now that they're forced to defend for majority of the game. How do they actually find that one single pickoff if SRG are just always grouped up and their tankiest frontliners, they can't find a way to deal with it just yet? I mean, Super Egorka, I feel like he already has the Malefic gun.
Yeah.
So somehow there's a little bit more of range to it. But if you're forced to disengage just from joining the fights for a while, then how could you maximize the passive of the Bruno at this point?
Skies walks up. We're also reaching a point where Badcot's really struggling to stay relevant. Pluto walks up.
Yums and Innocent.
Baik tu Skies. Berjaya menumbangkan 2 tu. Stormy down. Skies ngamuk gila. Tak nak main licin pula sebab dia ni. Hayabusa ulti.
Still has the quad shadow, so we'll find a way to go back. But they're not letting up. They're chasing after him. They won't let him go back to the base.
They want to end the game right here, right now. No upset, at least not here, is what they're saying. Skies walks up the puncture. Zaman force over SRG.
Badcot's trying to deal with the waves, but there's still a single
tuan-tuan SRG.
Is it for
Oi, tu Craft.
Pro, a great fight showing, but the
Kok ngamuk Kram?
it falls into the hands of SRGOG.
The war cries over
Kram ngamuk. Mana?
OG Esports right as they
Congratulations SRGOG, nice try untuk Virtus Pro.
walking over. Hey, they were face to face. That's a lot of heat.
Hey, that's why I miss having this kind of setup.
I agree.
Where the players are so close to each other. And you know why it works here, Mirko?
Why?
Because they both teams can talk and they don't understand each other.
Dengarkan interview dulu kejap lagi
So that's why it
Tipa
works.
happy dulu sebenarnya tu
And once
bracket.
it's done, take off the headset and be like, hey, game 2. That was a fluke.
Yeah.
That was a fluke, bro.
Dude, Cram, I saw him. He was just pointing at the boys, looking him dead straight in the eye. That was cold.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you killed me level 1. Never again. Never again.
That's all you
wow.
get.
That's all you get. That's all you get. Now we're looking at the highlights here and talk about a change of tempo, right? And
Boleh subscribe baik duk game ni duk, sumpah.
when we start to see SRGOG.
Sub.
Yeah. Keeping things simple is probably the best thing to do in the group stage.
Keep it al dente.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Please continue.
I mean, this is what we were trying to say before going back to game number 3, right? It's probably the simplest things, and I feel like VP, they did attempt to simplify their approach. It was clear that they were after the team fights as well, but whenever they do try to go for a fight, it seems like the angles from which SRG comes from, they're not able to cover all of them. Like Super Igorka seems like a free target for most of the time, and even Bober, he has questionable positionings every now and then. So I feel like that contributed a lot to how these team fights fared out for VP and SRG.
Thank you very much. But now, honestly, looking at the highlights, it's all great. It's all good.
No,
But behind me, I already
Ni.
see a
Om
Turner
ulti.
as well as
Sing.
Sakai standing by. So we're going to throw it over to see what Sakai has to say about this game.
Sing.
Thank you, casters. I turn here once
Sekais.
again. This time I'm joined
Oish,
by Sky
ada
from
pula
Sekais.
si
Welcome,
apa nama ni?
Sekais.
Jang.
Hello. Hi. Okay. So congratulations for your first win here at MSC. And I think a lot of people are curious, right? Because as defending champions, I think a lot of people were obviously expecting that this would go to you, but it looked like in game number 1, things were a little bit shaky. Can you tell us what happened?
Okay, pertama sekali tahniah lepas menang game hari ni, and tetapi bila kalau kita tengok daripada match hari ni, ramai orang yang expect SRG akan menang mudah, tapi kita boleh nampak di game pertama tu SRG agak terkapar-kapar sedikit. Boleh ceritakan apa yang terjadi tak?
Saya rasa series tadi tu kita orang main macam biasa je sebenarnya. Kita orang pun tak ada estimate orang, and dorang pun team yang kuat juga, iaitu dari wildcard. Even though they wildcard, but they are the only one yang dapatkan slot. So I think they kuat juga. So bagi kita orang series tadi just series yang normal lah, part of the game.
Yeah, first of all, I think VP is a strong team. We need to give them credit. It's because of from the playoff, from the wildcard itself, they are the champion. And to be honest, we just play like normal. We don't underestimate them. And I think this is just part of the game.
Okay. So what part of the game was what made things tricky in game number 1?
Demam, member demam.
Part of the game yang mana yang buat adik rasa game tu agak tricky di game pertama tadi?
I think saya rasa untuk game pertama tadi saya rasa di bahagian
tak boleh speak
game je. So mungkin yang tu kita orang tengah biasakan diri untuk bermain atas stage untuk season ni. I mean
It's okay, calm down.
So untuk game kedua tu obviously tu daripada mistake kita orang lah.
Yeah, I think the part of the game that been tricky for the first game is basically just like, I mean, we are trying to still to adapt with the weather, with the stage itself, and it's just a mistake on the early game. But for the second series, which is the second game, basically it's completely our mistake. So yeah, I think that's all.
Okay. So understandably so, right? Adaptation period is definitely going to be there now. What about your next match? Because you guys are continuing into the upper brackets, and there's a choice here. You could either go against Corinthians or Mythic or Mythic Seal. Who do you think you're going to go up against next?
Okay, untuk match seterusnya ada dua pilihan, Corinthian ataupun Mythic Seal. Rasa-rasa Sky sendiri SRG akan bertemu dengan siapa? Corinthian atau Mythic Seal?
Saya rasa personally kita orang akan berjumpa dengan dari Myanmar, iaitu Mythic Seal, sebab kita orang tahu yang Myanmar region yang sangat bagus juga, kuat. So kalau nak banding dengan region Japan tadi. Brazil. Saya rasa Myanmar yang lagi better lah.
Yeah, I think between Corinthians and Mythic Seal, I choose personally Mythic Seal. It's because of, for me, Burmese or Myanmar team is basically it's one of the strong region, and I think it's a strong team as well. So I'm looking forward to meet Mythic Seal.
Okay, now considering that you did mention Mythic Seals, if we have a little bit of a flashback to M6, unfortunately in the Swiss stages, SRG lost to another Burmese representation. Are you confident going against Mythic Seal this time?
Okay, kalau kebetulan ada sebut pasal Mythic Seal, which is daripada Burmese, daripada Myanmar. M6 tahun lalu SRG kalah dengan Falcon, which is daripada Burmese juga. Adakah Sky sendiri confident yang kali ini korang akan pastikan orang kata tak jadi lagi keadaan yang sama?
Saya rasa for the last series yang M6 tu, even though kita orang kalah, tapi kita orang rasa kita orang boleh menang untuk series tu lah. So I think for against Myanmar, kita orang confident lah.
Yeah, I mean for the last M6, yes, of course we are still confident that we can win that match, but unfortunately we just lost that game. But for this series right now in EWC, we are really confident against Myanmar team, and just we are looking forward for next match.
We're also looking forward to it, and we're excited.
Jangan lupa subscribe, like, comment, share guys.
Confident because that's going to be a banger of a match. So once again, thank you so much, Big Prince of Mages, and we're gonna